Other live position, the ANC Women's League is leading a march to the union buildings against gender-based violence and femicide. That march coinciding with the 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children, which kicked off this week. Among their demands, the Women's League is calling for stricter no-bail measures, mandatory training for police and judicial officials to handle GBV cases, as well as a review of the parole system for rape offenders. Newzroom Afrika's Veronica Makhoali is there. Veronica, we spoke last time. Things were building up. There was some momentum being gained. And we also shared with our viewers just a comprehensive list of demands that are contained in that memorandum. Where are we at this hour?
Well, I can tell you, Iman, that since we spoke, there's been a build-up of some of those that will be participating in today's march, where we see the ANC Women's League that have gathered, but also several civil society organizations, faith-based organizations, traditional leaders, as well as other political formations in this matter, including Action SA and ZAPO, really showing the solidarity in terms of the call to end gender-based violence. You know that this march, of course, will be heading to the union buildings, where a memorandum of demands will be handed over to President Cyril Ramaphosa, and essentially a part of it is also to amplify the call, the advocacy for the implementation of the National Strategic Plan on Gender-Based Violence. I am joined by the ANC Women's League Secretary General, and we're going to get a chance now to speak to her essentially about what this 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children means to the organization, and perhaps also the show of force from the many people who have gathered here today to take part in this march. Secretary General, walk us through the aim of today's demonstration to the union buildings.
Today's demonstration to Unions Building today, it's informed by the challenges that we are faced with on a daily basis. We call it the days of our lives, because that's the reality that we are faced with as South Africans, more so the women, that we are subject of abuse by our male counterpart. It doesn't matter whether it's your family member, whether it's your husband, whether it's your life partner, but it does happen in South Africa. That from the HSRC report confirmed that 7 million from the entire population of this country are subjected to that kind of an abuse, not by a stranger, but someone that are very closer with, a person that they share a bedroom with, and they sleep together with, and they get to be abused. Guess what? When they go to police station, as we encourage them from difficult circumstances of being afraid, because in some instances, these women, they depend solely in terms of their survival, economically and otherwise, to their male counterparts, whether they are husbands, and they take pride, and they go to the police station against all odds, not knowing what's going to happen when they go back home. And then what happens in court, when they happen, their cases to reach there, they're being told that you have agreed, there's a consent, that you wanted to be raped. You didn't show that you were refusing not to be raped. And we are subjected to that as South Africans. And there are spaza shops. The spaza shops are being owned in majority by the illegal foreigners. And we are not mincing our words. We are not apologetic. We respect the laws of this country. But we are saying enough is enough. And we repeat, government of South Africa must stand up. They must man up. They must protect the women of this country. We are the citizens of this country, and we shall be a priority. Women are in majority in the population. They are governing today because we went all out. Statistics showed that more than 60% women went all out and voted for the government of the national unity that is in charge today. We can't be subjected to be victims of apologizing at all time. We are being raped by men. It's continuous. There's nothing that is bringing any change. The very same media houses, they are asking us, they are saying you've been marching for years, for decades, and there is no improvement. What makes you think that the march of today will make a difference? The march of today, it is not apologetic. We are here very clear, and we are saying to government, sending a warning that when the time comes, we will gang together as women, as we are saying today, that we are united for the justice of this country, ending GBV in our lifetime. It happened in 1956 when they wanted their liberation to move across the country without any form of a documentation to be produced. And we are saying the time is now. Enough is enough. Spaza shops, those are our mothers. I am a product of that. I am a graduate today. I stand here. I am the SG of the Women's League, not because it happened, because I had everything in my powers, but because my parents contributed from nothing to produce this person that I am today. That is highly appreciated. I am not the only one who is a product of a vendor, a local vendor, a mother that would then sell fed cake, that would sell the snacks during lunchtime at schools for us to eat. Those that are selling fruit in the taxi ranks, today they are subjected to issues of legalities that they must close with immediate effect. They are local South Africans. They have no other place to go. They must be prioritized. They must be empowered. In majority, those are women. In the mining, as we speak in Stilfontein, we're happy that the minister went there again, but it doesn't take away the worry that we are having, that women that were being formed, that are being captured, they are in captivity there, not by choice. They are subjected to be slaveries of sex. They are being made sex object. Young girls, Amajiji, that are here today, they are also victimized. They are being made to be afraid and to be shy to wear the way they want, because when they do so, they then become targets, and they are being told that you wanted to be raped the way you presented yourself, how you wear your clothes, and it should not be the case. We don't question men when they go to ShopRite with their BVDs. We don't question them. We don't harass them and say we want to rape them. We allow, we respect them. And we are saying enough is enough. Government, stand for the women of this country.
Thank you so much, SG. Just to wrap there, Iman, speaking about the fact that the issue of gender-based violence and also discrimination is not such a black and white matter. Many issues, societal issues that were raised there by the SG of the ANC Women's League. But I am also joined by a good standing member of the ANC Women's League, as well as the former president, Bathabile Dlamini. Very quickly, if you can, we heard about the issues raised by the SG, but as someone who has been at the forefront of this with the Women's League, speaking about the fact that we've had marches like this before, what do you say to where the country is, even during the time of your tenure, that we're still facing the same issues now?
Firstly, the president declared violence against women as a pandemic in South Africa. And therefore, it is the responsibility of all of us to stand up and not compromise when there are issues of violence against women and children. Even at home, we must stand up and ensure that we report those matters. But also, there are 6 priorities of the action plan on violence against women. That comes from a long process that women and government went through. And it is important that as women, we ensure that we are part of those 6 priorities, ensuring that there is proper legislation to fight the issues of gender-based violence, ensuring that we improve the economic conditions of women, but also ensuring that in courts, women's issues are attended and dealt with the urgency they deserve. But it's important, what we see here today, we must be proud of, that women are coming together, and we have an understanding that we must have a single platform of action when we deal with the issues of gender-based violence, because it cuts across, it doesn't choose whether you are poor or rich, it affects you.
Thank you so much for that. Just speaking there, the former president of the ANC Women's League, speaking about the necessary solidarity, which is essentially what we are seeing here, Iman, as they prepare to head to the union buildings to hand over that memorandum of demand. A call for unity, a call for action, and a big advocacy for not just policy, but a show of action and decisive action that we are seeing here today. Back to you in studio.
Thank you very much, Veronica. All right.